And like, I love to finish my career here. L. Frank, I hit him, said the same thing. Early in the season, Lawrence Frank sent me an article about how great my leadership was. An article I had never seen. He texted it to me saying, man, this is great leadership right here. I was extremely grateful. You saw I was emotional.
Yes, absolutely.
When I went back. I knew it was going to be my last year, and I was getting to play in front of my family.
How did it get to that point where it ends so just abruptly?
I still was grasping, you know what I mean, trying to figure out how it got to that. I believe in communication. During training camp, I talked to one of my teammates for a little while, and then as soon as I went in the meal room, somebody came and told me like they didn't want me giving players advice. I told them, I was like, you were my assistant coach. I know you. But it was just a lot of back and forth.
If this organization has any sort of sense, that number 3 is going to go in the rafters one day.
That's a given.
He said that to me before he sent me home.
You see, Pete, we all going to retire your jersey, but your service is no longer needed.
Before I left the room, I asked him, I was like, so, L. Frank, you said you was going to get me a meeting with T. Lou, right? He said, I'm sorry, I couldn't do that. Go home. When that thing happened with the Clippers.
So there you have it, the words of Chris Paul. Hit the like and subscribe, please, as we continue to rebuild the platform. Chris Paul out here doing damage control in typical Chris Paul politician fashion, right? He doesn't know any other way. He's garnering a lot of sympathy out here. People feel terrible about what happened to Chris Paul.
Shut up.
He's washed, and he's had a very good career. Don't get me wrong, but he's washed. So you can't come in here moving furniture around and stuff like that. You're not that dude anymore. And even when you were, quote unquote, that dude, you still weren't good enough to where you can boss people around. You ain't Isaiah Thomas. We talking about here? Let's get into a couple things here. Let's go back to the past a little bit and hear the words of Kenyon Martin, and I'll come back to some of these comments here. Kenyon Martin talking about playing with Chris Paul. Here we have Kenyon Martin giving an example of, I'm sure, the type of behavior that Chris was still exhibiting, even though he's cooked as a player. He's supposed to come in, have the farewell tour, receive the adulation from the crowd, from the fan base, who was happy to just see him in the uniform again. Let's go ahead and listen to Kenyon Martin.
Pick and roll coverage. Who's supposed to call the coverage out?
Big man. The big man.
I call the coverage out. There's a timeout. He turned, get screened, and come over there upset. That ain't the coverage I call. He come out his mouth sideways because you wrong. I'm not him for you to think you finna talk crazy to when you dead fucking wrong. I'll beat you up on this bench, nigga.
Is that what you told him?
Straight the fuck up. I got more games played, more playoff games played, more experience, this, all of these things. And shut the, now he wanted with the, Vinny come over there trying to intervene. Shut the fuck up. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Back to you, nigga. I am not him. You're smarter than me out here. You don't know more than me out here. I call the coverage out, nigga. You supposed to do what the fuck I say. Point blank, period. The person thinks he's fucking right in every situation, think he can talk to people crazy. And you can't treat everybody the same, man. Everybody don't go for it. I'm not him. Other people went for it. Pick and roll coverage.
So there you have it. And honestly, the only reason why I believe it worked at all is because he got on that team when Blake Griffin was in his second year. And he didn't, and him and Blake didn't even get along. Him and Blake didn't even get along. Why? Because he's talking crazy. You're hearing the same things. You heard it before. DeAndre Jordan tried to leave the Clippers. When they locked him in his house, Chris Paul had to hop on a plane and apologize to him for how he'd been talking to him. It's nothing new. It's something he's continued to do throughout the course of his career, which is why he hasn't stuck anywhere. as he's gotten older. If he's just quote unquote holding people accountable to being a great leader, then why hasn't he stuck on any team? All you heard was how much he helped the Spurs last year. Well, why didn't the Spurs bring him back? He don't make no money. Excuse me. He don't make no money. Why didn't they bring him back? Let's get to these comments, man. Actually, I almost forgot. I was going to include this. Listen to this conversation via the Players' Choice show. Listen to this.
It was a little anticlimactic how he went out this year, especially being with the Clippers, as bad as they were. And it's not a coincidence that when he gets off that Clipper team, they start rolling. That's not a coincidence.
That ain't got nothing to do. The last thing we got to do is start a nasty narrative about a man that just retired. The man just retired.
That's the first thing.
But it wasn't
y'all
because
gotta stop all this kumbaya shit. That nigga get on niggas' nerves. He get on people's nerves. Y'all gotta stop this kumbaya shit. He get on niggas' nerves. They kick that little nigga to the curb. You been great. The game been good to you, and I'm a huge Chris Paul fan. But old nigga, you gotta go. You just running your mouth and talking.
I would like to say, Chill, before we get to the criticism, because you about to start some nonsense. I'm just
look at his scary ass. We in LA, Chris gonna get me.
It was a little anticlimactic how he went out.
That is a great point. And the Clippers, I think they won their first game. Then they lost 2 in a row. And then people were like, oh, that was Chris Paul's fault, right? Been one of the hottest teams in the NBA since. Been one of the hottest teams in the league since. Darius Garland's on the way, so we're about to go on a run here, mark my words. But when you got a dark cloud hanging over you, that's why dudes, it's like you dump a chick that's just getting on your nerves. She's just a bad, just bad vibe all the time. That's why a lot of dudes just sit in the car for an hour, 2 hours when they get home because they don't want to deal with the broad they with. It's a weight lifted off your shoulders, getting rid of that little chihuahua that's nipping at your heels all doggone day. Get off me. Anyway, let's read some comments on the original post to get on out. All right. Chevy D Boy, you can hear the emotions in his voice still. A true point guard. All right. Kazim, those emotions were still raw. I mean, look, he probably didn't want to go out that way. He didn't think that it could happen to him. He basically got Allen Iverson. Period. When you become too, and it's funny, Melo almost ended up the same way as well. He almost ended up the same way. He was able to get his act together in Oklahoma City enough to the point of where he was able to kind of go out on his own terms, kind of. Because I believe he still wanted to play before he announced his retirement. But, it's just not worth having him around. Let's see, raw_shotography. I'm happy he can talk about it and laugh about it. That's a tough thing to have to grasp after such an amazing career. And when you don't do anything particularly wrong, it's tough. What you mean to do anything particularly wrong? He's literally telling dudes he's going against the game plans of the coaches. He's telling dudes to do the opposite of what the coaching staff is telling them to do. You can't do stuff like that, man. You cannot. So, no. And quote unquote holding everyone accountable when you ain't won nothing. You never won anything. Let's see, Uncle Welly. You saw I was emotional, quote unquote. He states you're emotional right now, bro. Yeah, that's true. Just say you hate basketball. Want to hear Ty Lue's side for sure. Ty Lue ain't going to talk about it until it's going to be a while. He's going to be out of coaching and maybe write a book or something about it. But yeah. ATF_33. Oh, this is Robert Covington, who Tyronn Lue did him dirt. He probably gonna have something positive to say about Chris. Man, it's so crazy. And wait, man, this is so crazy and similar, CP. Can't wait to talk about my experience. Now, look, I know he had a bad experience with Tyronn Lue. Tyronn Lue was, man, it's like he took his broad or something. He treated him bad. None of us could figure out why this dude wasn't playing. You have everybody hurt. He didn't even want to talk about the dude. Even if he did well, he'd be steaming on the sidelines. It was crazy. It was crazy. Let's see. What is this? Mugga Man B. Y'all lost all my respect and already had none for y'all speaking to the LA Clippers. Brother, kick rocks. Continue. Hey, look, let me tell you something. If you're a huge Chris Paul fan, something's wrong with you. I'm going to be honest. I know we all have our guys, unless he played for your team, unless you're a Hornets fan or a Clippers fan, a younger Clipper fan, or whatever the case may be, you have zero reason to be rooting for this dude. He didn't deliver when his best was needed. He'd spaz out. And then, like a coward, not take responsibility. He didn't take responsibility. He doesn't get blamed for Lob City losing. Blake Griffin gets the blame. Don't even get me started on that anyway. Oh, let's see what Robert Covington replies. What he got? See, just like I said, spokenreasons.me. I remember thinking, why isn't he playing? They could use that. And to me, even worse, as a Mavs fan, I'm still telling everyone in the Mavs group how you could defend and could be a solid backup to DSF. I never understood why you never got the opportunity. You got somebody, Darnell_Cooper. You were never on CP3 level. LMAO, homie. He was a bum in the bench. Now stop it. Stop it. Let's see. Oh, he getting cooked. Robert Covington getting cooked. Oh, man. All right, I thought people might actually address the situation. But the first dude did. The first comment did. He actually addressed Robert Covington's situation, and everyone was wondering why he wasn't playing. Let's see if anyone responded to the dude who said he don't have no respect for the Clippers. Let's see. North New York. So how they lose 0. Let's see. Booming Tour 85. N-word. Ain't think that through all the way before he typed that. Because WTF is you saying that. I guess he's saying he got negative respect for the Clippers. I get what he's trying to say. He's trying to be funny. Clipper Darrell, seeing CP3 being sit home broke my heart. Didn't break mine. He needed to bounce. Once you start hearing he's still on the same nonsense, brother, you can go. You suck. I saw him play live 3 times. Brother can't guard his own shadow anymore. He's done. Can't hit shots. It's just coincidentally, his last game with us was his best game with us. He didn't do diddly poo all year long. All year long. It was terrible. Let's see. Look at this idiot. Easy 5. CP voice is powerful. It makes weak-minded folks uncomfortable. Shit. As a man he's accomplished, but in that locker room, he's nowhere near the most. There's champions in there, man. And even James Harden, he's not a champion, but he's accomplished more than you. How you bossing people around? Championship coach. Kawhi Leonard, 2-time finals MVP, defensive player of the year multiple times, all NBA performer. Brook Lopez is a champion. How you bossing people around, man? Just take the retirement tour and keep your mouth shut. And this whole thing would have gone differently. Let's see this reply and we get out. Let me see. Hola, Javito. That's exactly what it is, my guy. I can admit I didn't care for him at first and some of the stuff he did while playing, and I couldn't understand why he would do certain things until I learned the game and grew a real passion for it. And though I don't agree with some of the on the court stuff, he's like MJ and Kobe. He just wanted to win and wanted folk around him to have that same hunger because he could work with that. Unfortunately, some of these mofos just play the game while others love and live it. That's nonsense. Why? Again, he ain't won anything. He ain't won anything. So you can't be the loudest voice in the room when you can't contribute. And again, even when you were in your prime, you won diddly poo. Okay? You wet the bed against the Oklahoma City Thunder in 2014. You wet the bed against the Houston Rockets in 2015. And no, he did not lead us to a conference finals. That was the dude y'all hate on now, Kawhi Leonard, who did that. We couldn't get out the second round with this guy, and he's sitting up here trying to boss people around. You out your mind. Let me know what y'all think about this. Am I being too hard on Chris Paul? Was he just trying to hold people accountable? Or am I on point as usual? Let me know what you think and hit the like, subscribe. Till next time, I'm out.